What's going on, darling?
We're going to arrive in Australia, in Australian territory in a couple of weeks. So I'm just making sure there are no little carryovers. I found a couple of tiny little daddy long leg spiders, so I'm just getting rid of anything because Australia's pretty strict on any animals coming in. So just making sure everything's tickety boo. And while I'm down here, I'm going to adjust my favourite job, adjusting the autopilot again. And haven't been in here for ages, so time to give it a good bit of a clean out. I'm also repairing one of the leaks I have, which I'm about to repair. Well, you can see why this has been leaking, because totally perished this rubber. It's rock hard. So I've got new rubbers that I'll stick in there and give this a bit of a clean up. Be like brand new again. Wow, look how flexible that is. That's had the Richard. So as per usual, our boat comes completely stocked with all sorts of spares, including every size sealing rubber you could imagine, kindly left by the previous owner. And so I'm just going to cut this to size, making sure that the join is at the bottom. And then I'm going to silicone it into its place. And then we will have a port that once again seals properly. Yeah, all cut to size. I've made it a little bit longer so when it fits in, it actually squeezes in. So now we've just applied some silicone. Wait till this is dry out because I've just washed it all. I can't get rid of all this stuff because this is actually double glazed. And this is in between the two glazings. So I could pull it all apart and delaminate it, but no. Just wait for this to dry, silicone in there, put the rubber in, and put it back up. Just going to roughly put this into the groove, and then I'll spread it nicely with my painted spreading tool. And this Sally's product is so good because it dries perfectly clear, and you can apply them on a wet surface. So here we go. Now I'll spread that out nicely. One thing when you're laying new sealing rubbers, you never want to stretch it as you lay it in. You just want to sort of lay it in as it falls. A little bit of glue on the end. Voila. Now you want to turn that upside down on a plastic bag. Keep some weight on it just while it seals. It dries.
There you go.
There we go. Just wait for it to dry. Or dry enough to go tacky.
Tell me give a bit of background to what's happening now, please.
Well, those of you that have been watching for a while will know what this is in front of me. It's our autopilot drive. It's 40 years old and it needs a bit of careful manipulation every now and then. This is the actuator, and it wasn't actuating.
The actuator, yeah.
Yeah, because this little bit of plastic from 1970 something is broken. So grub screw, which we've got here, goes in there. This slides onto this shaft, does up on this flat, and by turning this, the cam pushes this plunger up and down to disengage the drive yard. As you can see, she's broken. So I've got some HDPE on board.
Care to explain?
High density polyethylene is what I call it. I don't know if I'm right. Happens to be exactly the right, not that this matters, because it can be wider. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a new one of these out of it, and then I'm going to thread it because I've got the right tap for it and make a new one. So you can't buy these in Tonga. In fact, I doubt that you can buy them anywhere in the world. So have the technology, have the patience, have the product, and
have the time.
The time.
And you're
got
just
all afternoon.
You're going to MacGyver it, babe.
It's going to be MacGyvered. Yeah. So that's this afternoon's job, making you one of these.
And what else are the jobs before we head off to Norfolk Island? Oh, have you told anyone we're going to Norfolk Island?
Yeah, we're going to Norfolk Island, yeah. The other
and why are we going to Norfolk Island?
Because we've never been there. We've got to fix the exhaust anti-siphon system, which is broken.
And what's that causing? What happens when that
causing
doesn't work?
It's causing the poor old Isuzu motor to fill up with 10 to 15 litres of salt water a day when we're rolling around, because the water goes back up the exhausts all the way down into the exhaust manifold and then into the crankcase of the engine. So before we start the engine, every time we've got to pump out 15 litres of 15 litres of salt water. Not a good scenario. So I was toying with putting, because the unit that is broken, we can't get here, and it's going to take weeks to fly in. So I'm gonna MacGyver it.
Meanwhile, in the galley, I'm cooking up a storm for this passage to Norfolk Island. I've got more veggie soup happening in this little pot here. Where are we? There we go. That's veggie soup bubbling away. I've got the cans, what are they called? Mason jars boiling away. Got the butter going to melt for a chocolate cake. Over here we've got, I'm blending up for hummus, double quantity for our trip, because we don't tend to cook much when we're underway.
And the boat's in a hell of a mess.
And we're in a mess.
Everything's turned upside down trying to get...
Well, now we're putting the cabin back to rights. So we're putting that one back to normal, that one back to normal, and that back to normal. So I'll show you that when we've got it all beautiful again.
Which won't be long.
Which won't be long, really.
Yeah.
After boat jobs.
G'day again. Alright, look at this. We've got a grub screw in there.
Hold it steady, because it's tiny.
So that's the new one I've made. And that's the original. And grub screws in, threaded, all tapped. I'd say this was going to last longer than this. So, yeah. If it
Is
lasts...
that because the technology of plastics has gone a long way in 40 years? Or?
It has. It's because this doesn't go brittle, whereas this original plastic does. Yeah. So now I'm just going to slide it back on the shaft and tighten it up. And
show me where you're going to slide it back onto.
It goes onto this shaft here. But I want to clean it all up first. Yeah, okay. So that's him, the new cam.
It's a cam.
Yeah, it took maybe 2 hours of filing and cutting and shaping. And you know, I when I do projects like this, I always think about those poor millennial channels, you know, the boob channels, sailing channels where they would just go to the autopilot and go, oh, it's broken, let's buy a new one. And I think, guys, just fix it. Just make a new part. And you'll save yourself thousands and you'll be able to enjoy yourselves. But no, they're just going to buy a new one. So I always think about it whenever I'm making something new. Just fix it. Don't throw it away.
Meanwhile, in that 2 hours...
Yeah, Wendy's been busy.
In that 2 hours that Magnus just mentioned, there's the vegetable pumpkin soup ready to go in the canny bit to can. That's the butter for the chocolate cake. They're the ingredients for the chocolate cake. Just making Swedish chocolate cake for our passage in a couple of days.
Tell everyone about the chocolate.
This is from Chuppets. This is when we went to the chocolate factory and we got the chocolate. But we can't take this back into Australia, so we're trying to...
make as much chocolate cake as we can.
Just make 100 chocolate cakes before we get there. But we tried it the other day and it was incredible. Look at that. That is pure chocolate. So that is going in this cake. And it's going to be good. because we've already done it, because my mother-in-law showed me how to do it when she was on our boat, and she's an amazing cook. So I'm having a go now. Let's see if it works.
Oh God, it smells good down here.
So that's all done. I've just got to put it in the oven and then we'll see how it turns out. Here's the cake. That turned out pretty well. And here's all the soup. Pretty happy with that.
I know it all looks a bit old and grungy, but look at that action. That is smoother than the original one. The can pushes on that, you can see it pushing down on that plunger. See that? And I know it's all a bit wonky donkey, but it works like a treat. It's so smooth. It used to be really difficult to push that down, but I've greased everything and now it's like new. So that's going to get us all the way to Australia. And then in Australia we're going to convert to another system. But yeah, another fix.
Magnus is busy in the galley again, but this time he's making a sign for the boat. Because we need to have our port, is it called a port? Home port?
Home port. On
the boat to arrive in Australia. What have you done there?
I've made well, not yet. Once I cut it out, I would have made a sticker that says Hamilton Island, which is our home port. Because we've got to have this. We should have this on the side of the boat, but the sticker we had made was wrong. So I'm just going to make this temporary until we get home, and then we'll get all new decals, stickers made up, and make it look good again. So just got to cut it out now.
Time to make the Norfolk Island flag. And this one's a little bit tricky because it's got a Norfolk Island pine in the middle, which I'm going to have to paint on because I haven't got a green texture. I've just traced the pine off my computer screen onto here. Now I've just got to paint it and sew it all together. Magnus has gone very quiet. I think he's concentrating.
I am. I'm not the arty one in the house, so it takes a lot of hard skill that I don't have.
But you're more precision than me.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know, it's going to have the reveal in a minute.
The reveal?
Yeah.
That looks cute.
Cute. All this work and all I get is it looks cute.
Well, they're little. It's cute letters.
We've actually got a vinyl cutter at home.
I know.
Which makes these signs standing on its head.
Yep.
We've got all the colours of all, because we did all our own sign writing on our truck and on our business, because it was much more cost effective to buy the vinyl cutter and do it yourself. And plus I like doing things myself. Right.
The reveal. It's that was proof of concept. Is it working?
I don't know, I'll tell you in a second once I start picking letters. Now, I always forget which bit I've got to leave behind.
That's pretty impressed. Alright, I'll come back in about 2 hours. Coming along nicely.
Yeah.
So this is a MacGyver sign made from gaffer tape, a bit of
Made from duct tape.
a bit of wax paper, is that right?
From the kitchen.
Kitchen wax paper and clear sticky tape as a release, no, as a, what would you call that, positioning tape?
Well, release tape, positioning tape, sticky tape.
So Magnus has been lying in bed for days trying to work out how he can do this.
Yeah, laid in bed for days and I finally got up.
So this is the method for making, it's pretty impressive. So that's one layer, and then I believe there's another layer under that layer, layer upon layer. Very flash. Numero uno. One more to go. Needs a lot of patience to do that. So now you're picking the other one.
Yeah.
I've sewn the flag. I've put the edging on, which is leftover material from our cockpit cushions. That seems to work all right. I'm just going to paint the Norfolk Island pie now, and then it's all done, ready for when we get there. Tools of the trade: bit of paint and a brush. That's all you need. All done. Just needs its grommets and then it's ready to go. The barbecue crank in there. Magnus came in the other day trying to find customs. He went to that building, which was incorrect. Then he went to the building over there, which was also incorrect. So then he got told to go to that building, and they told him to go to that building. Then they said go over to that building. So this is number 5?
Yeah.
Then what?
Then I got told to go across the road.
So over there, then over there.
And I was told I had to go and see the port master across the road.
So that's in the building behind us now.
No, see over there, it says
Another
port
one.
master.
Yet another one. That's what, number 6? So down here. Oh yeah, Port Master. Can you see the sign? There's a sign there, look. Right there.
Now this wasn't to check out, this was just to pay our port fees. And so I went and saw old mate way down there, the port master, and he said no, you have to go to the port control building, which is the first building I nearly went into. So I walked all the way back there, went up to port control, paid my fees, and then they said you have to go to customs to get your clearance. So I said, which customs? The old, the nearly old, the brand new, or the nearly brand new, or the shiny brand new one? They said the shiny brand new one across the road. So I went over there, and they said, no, you have to go see the border control customs officer. And they said he was in the blue building down at the wharf. So we'll go down there.
Okay.
So then I went up the blue building and he told me no, it's the green building. So I came back to the green building.
There's the customs sign on the green building. I don't know how many buildings we're up to now, but it's quite a lot.
So then after 15 minutes of waiting to see the guy in there, he said, no, it's around the back of this building. So that's the next place I went to.
Which is somewhere around here.
Remember, it's been raining for 4 days and all this was just mud.
So is this the building? Are we there yet?
This is not the building.
Really?
No.
How many more are there? Is this it?
Yeah, it's the...
So he went in that one, which is around the back of the other one, and then he saw the custom guy's car, and here we go, found it. Right,
God, I need a haircut.
what's going on, sweetie?
We've just checked out.
Yeah.
We currently have no abode again. We're international deviates.
Yeah.
Well, not deviates, international pirates. Because it's Friday, so talk like a pirate day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we're gonna now just get some last provisions.
Yep.
Spend our last tops, which is the Tongan money, and load the dinghy up and head off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So catch you later.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye. That's it. Just got back from the shop. The last shop, we spent every single Tongan dollar we have.
Every centime is gone.
So we bought a few pies for passage food because we could. We bought bread, cheese, peanuts. Time to go. Let the lines go and we're off.
There we go. The Hamilton Island is back on the boat, so We're officially home port, Hamilton Island once again.
Yeah, sauce for our pie. And we're very tidy in here.
Yeah.
This is looking pretty amazing. We've had a good tidy up. We've thrown away so much stuff. Look. Wow, hey? Not bad. Look how gorgeous she looks. Look, we've got space up there again. Oh, the cabin's all tidy. The shed's all tidy.
Wow, tidy-ish.
Organised. There's our grab bag. We're ready to go. This is official Aussie passage food. Can't go wrong. We're not officially on passage yet, but we're heading off.